Hello, Yasmine. It has been a
Hi.
while since we've met. It's so great to be back, seeing you again. I've always
Yes,
enjoyed the time that we have together and the discussions that we've been able to have.
me
Um,
too.
hey, really quick, something that I'd really like to talk about is the differences between living in, kind of like mountain living in Utah, and then they're in San Francisco area, Bay Area. What do you think the differences are? I mean, something that's I've always thought the housing was significantly more expensive in Bay Area versus Utah. That's kind of changing though. Utah's prices are coming up and up and up. As people outside the state, they sell. They've got all this money. They come here. They buy the properties. I think that's driving it up. Plus, we do have a shortage here, a significant shortage on housing relative to the demand, which is driving the prices up. What about what are some of the differences you expect or you think that might be there?
Or when I think of Utah, so maybe we do it that way. What do I think when I look at Utah? How would it be different? I see the Bay Area. I mean, we have everything within 2 hours, right? We can go skiing, we can go to the beach, we can go to the wine country, shopping, all the shopping under the sun, um, restaurants, the cuisine, you know, anything. You can do anything in the Bay Area. When I
Wow.
think of Utah, I think more rural, more land, more space. That's what I think. I
Wow.
think more space, not so dense, maybe less traffic, um, and just more laid back, maybe as well. But you
I would
tell
agree with
me.
you as far as the laid back. The density, see, we have the Great Salt Lake on one side, we got the mountains on the other. So the density is not, I mean, I should say, I'm sure we do have more land, okay? But like right now, the wildfires here are crazy. Have you heard about the wildfires that we have here in Utah?
No,
Oh, major. We've got
it's me.
wildfires like crazy here right now.
Oh,
Homes are getting burned up really significantly. Some of them are thousands of acres of property that are burning, and the fires are not under control. That are burning out in the forest. Thank heaven, most of it's out in the forest area, that kind of a thing. But wildfires, I don't think you guys don't deal with wildfires that much. You don't have that much of a problem with wildfires, do you?
well, we have whole city. I don't know if you've heard about Paradise. Paradise was
Yes, I did hear about paradise. So,
non-existent, and we do have wildfires all the time, because we have the hilly, and we have the heat. Actually, in a normal summer, we don't have a normal summer here right now, but in a normal summer, how hot does it get in Utah?
for a couple of days, it'll be just over 100 degrees, but overall, you're looking at just under 100 degrees. In the 90s, is very
All
common.
summer?
No, not really. It varies between in the 80s and the 90s. But the
So
thing is, even
similar.
when it's in the 90s, meaning for us, that's really hot. And I
Right.
know people are going to laugh when I say this because we say this, Utahns, we say this all the time, but it's a dry heat. It's not the same heat as like you have there. Same way with the cold. Our cold is not the same cold. Yasmin,
No, 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 no. No, you are mistaken here. We have dry heat. We don't have humidity.
oh, I
W-
beg to differ. I beg to
No,
di-
very
when,
rarely.
oh my
We
gosh.
maybe on the coast, yes, but where I live, it's very dry.
Oh,
We are desert. California is desert. I don't know if you are aware of that.
yes, I am. I guess what you're saying makes sense. Oh, I know. One time I left here. First time I flew in, but they gotta understand this is in San Francisco. When I flew into San Francisco and I looked at the temperature here. It was the very first time I'd ever gone to California. And I looked at the temperature and it was 60 degrees. And I was like this, short sleeves, that kind of thing. I went,
Yes.
all right, it's about the same. I flew in there. I almost froze to death because of the humidity. I mean, I was serious. I was sitting there like this, and I looked up and
Oh.
I go, the temperature cannot be the same. And I looked up and it was the same. And I said, what is up? The
Mhm.
temperature is the same. And a man walked past me and he said, son, welcome to humidity.
Yeah. Maybe not East Bay so much. Maybe
Right.
San Francisco. Yeah, I agree. In San Francisco, you have the fog and all of that. And yeah, I remember when I lived there or babysitting even on Mondays, I was looking, oh, how warm is it going to be tomorrow? And then I got there and I'm like, whoa, this is not at all what I expect, colder and the fog and wet and yeah, like you said, the humidity. But here in the East Bay, yeah, so if we look at it as Bay Area, yes, there's humidity and then there's desert, dry, but is it all over Utah where you say it's a very dry heat or
Oh
when
yeah.
you
Oh
all
yeah.
over?
Yeah, that's all over Utah. And then the other thing we have here, when people move, when people come here to visit or even to move here, they do comment on the basically how sociable the people are. Meaning that so what you said about them, that we do interact with each other. They will say hello to each other. There's more of a I guess kind of tight knit. Some people don't like it, quite frankly, as far as the because like when you move into a neighborhood, the neighbors will come and knock on your door and bring you cookies and those kinds of things, and they're like, some people really feel kind of like it's an invasion. You know what I mean? Invasion into their
Yeah,
privacy.
yeah.
But most people they go, this is weird, but nonetheless they love it. So, anyways,
We have that too. It really depends on the area. You know, yeah, it depends. The small town feel where neighbors still talk to each other rather than just driving into the garage and you don't even know how they look half
right,
the time because
right.
you never see them.
Exactly, exactly. And there are, of course, everybody, people are different. Some neighbors, and I have neighbors that I don't even know who they are at all. But that's really few and far between. Most of them, most people interact, and I think that's extremely common here in Utah. I don't know in California if it's as. What do you think's the more norm? Do people interact like that, or are they more secluded, private?
That's loaded.
Really?
For me, yes. For me, yes. I mean, in
Wow.
my area, I think people are friendly, polite. I think as a realtor, we are always so conscious on how we are in public.
Mhm.
Like what, and also what you give, you get. So
Right.
if you are a friendly person, I think you get that back. I don't think anybody, like I walk on the trail. If I say hello to people, they say hello back. If
Right.
I have my head down, nothing happens, of course, right? No,
Right.
I really think it's an individual thing, but people are friendly when they are not in work mode.
Right. In my mind, I think though, and it's probably not fair because in my mind, I would think people in California are more in work mode more of the time than possibly people in Utah.
I can see that.
Okay. That's just how I perceive things. I don't know if it's accurate or not.
No, because of the rush, like we talked earlier, with you have to plan every minute of your day. It's like, the traffic and,
Right.
parking and going back to the office in San Francisco, BART and what kind of transportation, whatever you choose, there's always delays. I mean, for me, when I was going to San Francisco more often, especially also with my listing in Sausalito, depending on the time I left, it was either 55 minutes or it was 2 hours to
Oh,
get there.
oh, you're kidding me.
No.
Wow. See, we don't have that kind of variable. Maybe slightly as far as the time of the day. When I say slightly, like maybe it'll take between instead of 20 minutes, maybe it's 45 minutes or something, I mean, something like that. But no, not that variable. The
Well, but that's twice the time, right? An hour, 2 hours, 20, 40. It's just kind of doubling the time. But the thing is also, you know, going like I used to when I was babysitting, I was getting up at 5 a.m. Me, 5 a.m. I never get up at 5, but for my grandchildren, I did. So then I would leave at 6, hoping I'd be there at 7:30. And then I was there most of the time. But the mere fact that I actually got up at 5 o'clock, I don't know how people do it. I
Yeah.
would take BART. If I had to go to the city, I would just go to Walnut Creek, get on the train, and drive in.
That's
But the
one thing
thing,
though. I think
yeah,
California, I think your area has a much better commuter system, or I should say a public transportation. We have public transportation, but I don't think it's near as integrated as your public transportation is. We don't have that same.
you
People
know,
here drive cars. I mean, that's it. They drive cars.
something interesting. When I had my listing in Sausalito, they have this very cool magazine called Marin. And in this magazine, they talked a little bit about the bus system. They have buses and bus stops everywhere. So one person was saying, you really don't need a car in Marin. There are
Uh-huh.
so many bus options and so much public transportation. I think Marin is very, very environment conscious. I think they're one of the most conscious.
Yeah.
It's a different, the culture itself is
Right.
very much like that.
Well,
So I was very surprised and loved it.
there's one thing you said at the very beginning of this, though, is about skiing. I do not associate California with skiing. I'm sorry. I just don't. Where do you go skiing?
Tahoe,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
one of the biggest ski resort, ski
Yeah,
areas in the country.
absolutely.
Um, so yeah, and that's why people, when they relocations, or if you say so, if you have when you have all the money you want and you can move anywhere in the country, I think California is in the top three.
Oh, I don't disagree. I really don't. I don't disagree. California, even people here in Utah, many of them have second homes in California, and a lot of them are in the San Diego type area,
Hmm.
that kind of thing. But anyway, but still California. So I agree with you. And the weather there is just phenomenal. I mean, here we have the four seasons, which is great, and none of them I thought they were extreme until I started going to other parts of the country, like in Minnesota, that kind of area. Oh my gosh, that is like 70 below zero, Yasmine. 70 below zero when I was there.
70?
70 below. Now that was wind chill with wind chill. 70 below. I mean, I'm talking you couldn't even breathe. I mean, it was really, really cold. And the
Wow.
people there are so proud of their cold. So but we have the four seasons and they are really distinct four seasons most of the time. Um, and I do love that. I love skiing here in Utah. I love being so close to the mountains. Literally, I mean, I have not seen, as I've traveled the country and things like that, I have not seen an area where you literally fly right into the mountains and
Yeah.
where you can drive 20 minutes and you're in the mountains. And actually, tomorrow I'm going to go hiking in the mountains tomorrow morning
Oh,
and go see the
oh,
wildflowers. I'll send you pictures of the wildflowers. It's crazy. The place I'm going, it's like amazing.
oh.
And
Are you going with family?
no, there's a whole group of us that are going. It's my family's not going to be with me, but there's a whole group of us that's going. We're going to go do this, and I'll take some great pictures. I'll send you some great pictures. But seriously, it's beautiful. That's what I love about Utah, where we live right at the base of the mountains, and most of the time, like where I live right now, I can walk to the mountains and start hiking just directly up in the mountains. So love it.
That's amazing.
It is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Well, excellent. I appreciate this conversation. It's been great. It's great getting back with you
Hey,
again.
wait. What
Yeah.
are you doing for 4th of July? Any plans?
Actually, we usually have family come over. We have a barbecue. We spend some time together as family, and just so grateful for the freedoms that we enjoy here in this country. and grateful for the founding fathers, what they brought. Did you hear about the celebration that's happening in Washington, D.C.?
Well, 250 years, right? I mean,
250 years. But here's the thing: the biggest fireworks show in U.S. history that we've had so far. It had 80, 85, 850. Oh man, hang on, I wrote it down. But anyway, they had is it 850? Bottom line is this show now that they're going to do is 10 times larger than the largest one we've ever had in history. 10 to over 10 times. It's like crazy.
makes me angry.
Why?
It's so bad for the environment, and it is so very expensive. We could feed Africa for 2 years, 5 years, maybe. We could feed entire continents for years on that amount of money. That's, Social Security money could be going into Social Security so that we don't have to worry. There are so many things. I think it's idiotic. I'm so sorry.
And you know what? I shouldn't admit this, but you and I are similar on that because I care less about fireworks, all that kind of stuff. But I still think it's stinking amazing. I mean, I'm like, holy smokes, 10 times. It will be the world's biggest fireworks show ever. It's on, I can't remember how many thousands of acres that this all covers. They're going to be flying over the Blue Angels, the it's so bad for me to not know this. The Blue Angels and the what's the other fighter group? My heavens.
This is all about big egos again, right? This is all about narcissists.
Well, no, it's called freedom, man. It's called freedom.
No,
It's called free enterprise. Look at what freedom has created. It's amazing.
it's not freedom. You're crazy.
You're not the first to say that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you have
All
an
right, love.
incredible day. It's good to see you again.
Good
Love
to
you.
see you.
You take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.